We're recording.
Yay! It's the Judy and Lauren Show.
The Judy and Lauren Show. So welcome everybody to the Judy and Lauren Show. And this is our second take on episode 4, Authenticity in Business. We had some big time technical difficulties last week. So we decided that we just weren't going to do it because it wasn't working and we weren't going to stress about it. And we just let it go and decided that we'll just hop in and do it this week. Had a little bit of technical difficulties for the first 5 minutes, but I fixed it. I figured it out. So we are here. We're here. So welcome to the Judy and Lauren Show, where we come to you after much conversation about wanting to do something that's meaningful, wanting to do something that we're really saying something that's meaningful in today's world right now. So the topics and things that we choose are trendy. But they're also what we need to do in life, personal life, and business as well. So we cover those two grounds. And, we have a lot of fun doing this. And, it's learning too. We're learning about this because we do some research. We talk about the topics. We talk about why we want to do them and what they can mean for us and what they'll mean for the general public and how it fits into the big scheme of things in today's world. So we talk a lot about what's going to happen on the show and why we choose the topic. So this week is authenticity in business. So for those of you that don't know us, we're two pretty cool chicks here that came together through social media. I'm Judy Martini, and I get the privilege of working with people all around the world, helping them shift their shit. So I'm an intuitive counselor, spiritual advisor, and I help people remember who they are at core level, help them recognize their gifts and their talents and their purpose, and then reconnect them back to their intuition. And I always say, if you're not listening to your intuition, who are you listening to? Me too. And my beautiful co-host on this side of me is...
And we got a visitor.
Hey, Raiden.
So I'm Lauren Granstein. I am a retired first interior designer, then a retired accountant, and now an entrepreneur. So I've been in business for a very long time. I actually have a birthday coming up next week. So I'll be the big 40, which I think is an awesome age. I thought 30 was a really good age because I didn't feel so stupid from being 20.
Yeah.
Now that I had 10 years to not be stupid and really learn lessons. So I'm like, 40 is even better than 30. So
and 50 is even better than 40.
Yeah. Well, I'm excited. So I'll make it to 50.
Yeah. So let's welcome Ellen here. She just joined us. I'm glad you joined us. I was just on Periscope. Epic Ellen. I just announced the show and she said, yeah, she tried to come in. So Elle, you're here. This is awesome. Yay. All right, so let's get right into it because we really designed the show to be half an hour, so we didn't take a lot of time, but we got to the punch. So let's talk about authenticity in business. And, when you look at the general meaning in the dictionary, and I'll pull that up because, it's always nice to hear what the dictionary says, right? So authenticity means to be genuine, for real, not copied or false. True and accurate. So let's talk about how that can transpose into our business. And Lauren, why don't you take it away? Because you've got some great examples.
I have some things. So I was talking about authenticity in business. And for me, where I come from, the school of thought that I come from is a little bit different than what they're doing now. My father started a business when I was a kid, and he came out of that 60s mentality.
Yeah.
So all of the life lessons that I learned about business come from that era. So he did a lot of networking, a lot of friend making, a lot of talking, and 99% of his business that he got was through friendships and through referrals. So when I think of authenticity in business, I think that the best way for somebody to be successful in their business is through referrals, because how better can you be than for other people to say, go to Lauren, go to Judy, they did something great for me, they changed my life, they helped me so much, they whatever. instead of just this marketing wave that seems to be happening now. So this may be a generational curve for, you know, a millennial versus a Generation X or right here. But to me, marketing doesn't mean anything. It, you know, don't mean shit because there's nothing behind it. There's nothing to prove that they actually know something, or they've experienced something, or they've been successful with something, other than you know, maybe some testimonials. But even then, unless you get on the phone and talk to people, you really don't know what those testimonials mean. So I think a big thing for me is, and I still use the referral process. If you're looking for a good doctor, you're going to ask your friend who they go to. You're not going to just pick the guy on the billboard because it's your health. So I think it would be really great if people came back to that a little bit more, and a little bit less of the hot, flashy, cool lingo, you know, social media, cool video stuff. Because to me, it looks nice and it's really cool, and I love the creativity, but that's not telling me any meat of what you know and how you've been successful.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know, you and I have been talking about this as I have marketed my business in various ways, and
Right.
And what's not working. And I think you're absolutely right. And Epic Al just said it there too. Al, do you want to come in on a seat in a few minutes and chat with us? So, you know, through my experiences, you know, when I first came on internet, when Facebook was still in the universities and college, there then became a trend shortly after that where marketing was just number one. You could sell anything via Facebook and social media, and people bought it. But, you know, as you said, oh, you can't afford.
Cool.
So, you know, and then there was another trend. So I think I truly believe we're leaving that trend of that heavy lingo / marketing where you pay $1,500 for a sales page or a thing like that, where it's just all splashy and you can't tell truth out of that, and you can't tell authenticity out of that. Authenticity, I think, comes from one-on-one. You know, as you say, that referral, that one-on-one contact, the picking up of the phone, you know, instead of the texting, instead of the social media. She'll put the dogs on. Yes, go ahead, do that. So, you know, I think, you know, when we speak about authenticity in business, and this can take many different levels, because we can say, how authentic are you with your forms or your presentation or things like that? So, you know, how authentic can take on so many different platforms. But I think, you know, for our half an hour today, it's about that communication. It's about that one-on-one that I think is the most important. And I know we're coming back to it. I absolutely know we are, because we're tired of the same old shit, as you said. We're tired of the way people have manipulated, could be the word, for us to buy things, you know, with that flashing lights. And I think we're truly becoming a community that wants to be more community oriented, that one-on-one. I want to see you. I want to look at you. I want that handshake to be my bond. I don't want a 10-page contract. Right. That we don't need that at times, but that's not enabling me to buy something from your business, you being authentic, right?
And I think it's my husband and I were talking about this yesterday in the car, that all of this new wave flashy stuff is diluting the professions.
Yeah.
Because we were saying how, like, as an example, a consultant, it seems like everyone is a consultant, and we own a few businesses, so we get hit up from a lot of people to try to buy their services. But to me, a consultant was somebody that was in a business for a long time. They worked in that business, and they're between the retirement phase and they're done being an employee phase. So to me, a consultant is someone who has all the lessons from what they've been doing for the last 20, 30 years, and they're just not ready to retire yet. So they're taking the bull by the horns and they're going into it. And they've got all this experience and all of these life lessons behind them, and that's why they're consulting. And now, and I hate to sound condescending, because I feel like it sort of is, because I know there are talented people that are young, yeah, but I was a young, talented person and I was frustrated. I understand that. But I think that there's this dilution of people who like read a book and regurgitate the information or go to college and come right out and they don't have that life lesson, that real grit behind them that somebody like my husband or I might need, being experienced and in business for a while. If we need someone to help us out, I need someone at a higher level to be able to help me out with the challenges that I have.
Yeah.
And you know what I'm saying? Does that make sense?
Yeah, I totally agree. But I think, we're becoming a wiser, smarter, more conscious audience out here. And what had worked in the past few years is not working anymore. And I mean, we talked about that the other day about, I was using some old marketing ideas and you said, yeah, but Judy, what about this? What about just being yourself instead of building on the fear from others or others' pain points? And I went, oh, and you sent me an article and there was something in that article that just hit that light bulb moment. And it was like, why are we doing that? Why aren't we all working on the positive side of things, rather than what is your pain? And here, let's stick a needle in it a little bit. And then I'm going to help you, let's turn that around. So that's, to me, being more authentic than it is to turn to the negative and then try to make it into a positive. So,
and it's hard because everywhere we look, that's what they're telling you what to do. That's the mainstream idea of it. And us being a little bit more forward thinking, are saying we don't want to base our business with someone that's going to come to us in fear. We want someone to come to us ready to go to the next step and move forward in a positive way. So who are we marketing to?
Yeah.
And that's scary, like being new, like, because you second guess yourself sometimes. Well, 500 books say to go with your left foot, and we're going to start off with our right foot.
Yeah, absolutely. Minya, welcome here. We're talking about one aspect of being authentic in business, and we've really stretched out the point about being one-on-one with contact, with the referral base, with picking up that phone, with connecting with people in an authentic, genuine way, and not the push of the marketing that has been in existence. And I'll say 5 to 10 years. I'm not sure of the timeline there, but of that big lingo and the big push and the flashing lights, and so we know, yes, Amelia is agreeing with us. So we know that most people aren't buying those anymore, those ways of doing things anymore. So, and Lauren and I had talked extensively about this week when it pertained to my business, about how I was to market a certain program. And because I was trained in that old way, so to speak, and I don't know how old it is. I mean, it could have just come into existence in the past 5 to 10 years, marketing on people's pain points that excessively, right? But we were talking about that, and it was like, oh my, we have turned a page here. We've really turned a page in being more authentic in business, because people generally are so tired of the bullshit. They are. Yeah. They are very tired of it.
I'm tired of it.
I'm tired of it too. Like, give me the one-on-one. And here's the thing with the one-on-one. As people's intuition is being cranked up a notch or two, we know right away whether someone's bullshitting us or someone's being authentic, don't we? We know because we're in contact with them. We see them. We take a handshake from them. We have actual relationship with them. We're not going from a sales page. We're not going from big hype on social media. We're actually connecting with that person. So our intuition, Vinia's tired of it too. I know. And so I truly believe that that's on its way out. And maybe we're part of the new sect that's coming in to show how to be back, to show, way back when I was a child, you walked into the bank and the bank manager was there and you shook the bank manager's hand.
Right.
Like that, right? And the bank manager gave you a loan based on who you were in the community and your relationship with everybody. If you were the local drunk, that went around and stole someone's chickens in the middle of the night, you weren't getting a loan. But if you were an upstanding citizen, that was based on your credentials, on your authenticity. And that's how business worked when I was growing up. And then that huge change came about. And let me tell you that I've had problems with this huge marketing change from the very beginning. Because I'm so positive and authentic, I have a problem going backwards and twisting around with the hopes of turning it the other way. I've always had issues with that. So again, you know, when Lauren and I talked about it, there was that light bulb moment for me about just always in that positive and be authentic. So how much time do we have left? Oh, we still have some time. So yeah, we still have some time. So Minya?
Oh, she can't jump in.
Jump in. Darn, I know. And like I said, you know, we'll pick up this topic again about authenticity because it can go to so many different areas in your business. Which
and I thought of now I want to add because and you know what I'm talking about because Judy and I talk a lot. So it's really a precarious place to be right now with social media because I'm part of different, like, let's say groups of people, like, you know, there's a parapreneurs group of people, which I think they're lovely people. And then there are some other groups that I'm not going to mention that the people who are leading them or involved with them are not so authentic. So if you have to be really careful who you align yourself with on social media, because if I go and I friend 5 people that are part of a specific group and find out that 3 of them are doing something that's not you know, up to par, not quite right, it's a little bit shady, not, you know, dotting their I's and crossing their T's, then I'm going to think that about everybody in the group because, you know, that birds of a feather flock together kind of thing is somewhat true, right? So I'm being more conscious of who I am aligning myself with because I don't want to be put in the same category as somebody that's not doing business the way I feel is you know, authentic. So I've moved around a little bit here and there, trying to find my place. I don't know if you guys can hear it. The train's going to come by right now. Yay!
Yeah, that's cool. No, I absolutely agree with you. And I have changed my social media strategies around quite a bit too because of the word authenticity. You know, you watch someone come in with all that stuff, you know, and the high rocketing stuff and the and Ray, and we can get you here in one day and pay your money and let's go. And I've got experience and I'm this and I'm that and I'm. And I was just so sick and tired of it. So I had to, like you, go through social media and go unfriend, delete, not look at, because it does affect you when you're constantly seeing it, because then you question yourself, well, if these people are so-called successful, and that's a whole other topic for a different show, because how successful are they really? They look successful because of the words they're using and some of their marketing strategies, but are they really? You know, and I tend to believe not a lot of them are, because I think, you know, and I say this again, we're changing within us. We want that community. We want authentic relationship. We want authentic business building because we've tasted the other stuff and it tastes pretty sour. You know?
Yeah, I've been on phone calls with some people that, and when you get on the phone and then you realize that maybe it was a little bit more dog and pony show and less meat, it's disheartening a little bit. You know, I didn't even put $1 out, so I didn't lose any money. But this is your time, and your time is worth everything, right? And they say time is money, but time is wealth, right? And it's really, money is one thing, but wealth is another thing. So the way that we use our time is really precious, especially for somebody like me who's got kids and family and dinner and business and another business and another business. And, you know, like for you to take my time and waste it, it's really a big loss for me. So authenticity is a really high on the ladder for me.
Yeah. And Minya, you're right. Talk is cheap. Actions are what tell the truth. And you can pretty much see that if you track somebody. But when somebody on social media is constantly pushing those marketing ads, those marketing ploys, you don't really get to see the real them. And, you know, anybody can be who they are on the app, you know, because you're not being held accountable. Like, there's no one there that can see the real you and what's going on around you. You can put on a show. You're a good actor. So this is where this communication needs to come in to be authentic. And communication takes time. You know, sometimes, you know, I know in the past when I've been thinking of bringing different people into my business, you know, the first few conversations are like, wow, this person's really spot on. They think like me, wow, they sound like they've got a good past and an incredible future lined up, and they've had some successes. Wow, I'd really like to have them part of my business. And then 3 or 4 weeks later, as I'm talking to them, aha, all of a sudden you'll hear something, that they say, or something they've done, and then you hear something again that they say, and you go, that talk for those 3 or 4 weeks was just talk. Now the truth about this person's coming out. So this is just on the telephone that I would experience this. But when in person, with intuition, when you're tapped in, tuned in, turned on, your intuition knows in that first few minutes of meeting that person how authentic they really are, and are they walking the talk. So,
Right.
It was so important for us to talk about this, because we've been seeing a lot in social media, and Lauren and I talk a lot every day. And we talk about stuff like this, never mind business. We talk about personal stuff in our lives and how the energies of the world are changing things. So this is why we wanted to say something meaningful, which was our tagline in our show. Let's talk about the real stuff here. So then, another show could come up is, how do we now start to be more authentic in business? What are some of the tips and tools and ways we can do that? How can we share with others, excuse me, share with others ways to become more authentic in your business? I think that would be a good show to do as well.
That'd be a good. We'll add that to the list.
Yes.
Yeah, and I also want to say, like, all that stuff, all the energy that people are putting in when they're not authentic, it is a very short-lived success, if there is any. So, because people get excited, but they're not stupid. You know what I mean? So,
good one, yeah.
Want some longevity in your life, in your success, I do it take the long road. I'm going to get up. My daughter's climbing right now.
So while you do that, I forgot to talk about our tea. Each week I have a special tea, and I've got probably 50 to 100 teas, and have had, I don't know how many I've left now, that I love. I mean, I love tea, and I love water, and I love wine, and I love every type of juice and this and that, and smoothies, and my juices, but I love my tea. So this tea today is called Calm. It's herbal infusion of chamomile, hibiscus, spearmint, lemongrass, rose petals, blackberry, safflower, peppermint, sarsaparilla, lemon balm, licorice root. And it is awesome. I'm loving it.
Awesome.
Awesome. So we've got about 4 minutes left to wind this up, but I think we really opened a big topic up here, which we could do subtopics, I think, for our shows in the future about different types of authenticity in business, because today we just talked sort of about that communication, that one-on-one relationship, but
right,
this goes deep into many levels, and I truly believe it's what people want. Don't you feel that people are really wanting this, that they're starving for this connection, this one-on-one true authentic connection? We're so tired of those what's the word I'm looking for, those false connections, those connections,
all the lights, right?
Yeah, the flashing lights that feel real, but then when you go closer to them, the light dims down. We want authentic connections, and this is part of Nina, you'd love to hear more? Yeah, okay, well, we'll schedule it. You know what I mean? We're already scheduling our next shows just by what we're talking about, right?
Talk about success also, because that's another part. I think it comes together with this, what success means to you.
Yes.
And then and how it, being authentic and being successful can come together.
Absolutely. And what does that word success really mean? The same with authenticity. So I'm so happy we got a chance to do this. And I love the way we take it to different levels and we come up with brand new ideas. I just love the way it's spurned into something else. And Mina, yes, we'd love to have you on with your double degree in business coming up, right? Because you've said so often, talk is cheap, actions are what tell the truth, and you're tired of the old way as well. So let's talk about the new way. And what we do is weed out, start weeding out people that aren't being authentic, isn't it? Because they're going to run. Mm-hmm. What were you going to say, Lauren?
Said congratulations on London, Mina.
That's right. Yes, congratulations for sure. So we do have a Facebook page group where we post things in, and as we keep growing, we'll start posting more. There's a Pinterest group as well that Lauren's added some things from one of our shows about the energies in your home and business. And I don't know what next week's topic is. Saying goodbye to fear.
Yes. Then what's the next step?
So that one also can be broken down into sub-shows, because fear is huge. Fear is what governs us not to do anything and everything.
Right. You know, I'm reading a book called The Big Leap.
Yeah.
If anyone else has heard of it, but it has to do with fear, and it seems like a lot of these books they all have that same thing. But my question is, what do you do after you read this book and you put the book down, and where do you go after that? Because there aren't any books telling you, okay, now you've gotten rid of your fear. They say success is on the way, ride the chariot, but they don't tell you give you any idea of what's next. How do you deal with it? Book number 2, whatever. So that's what I want to dig into next week.
And most people don't know how to do that. And that's what I work with my clients, where we practice that new life into being. So maybe I should get a book ready, the next step, because you just don't get rid of fear. You've got to replace it, just like habits. You never let go of a habit. You replace it with something else, so yeah. And fear is the biggie. So, we'll do those subcategories as well too. So in winding up the show, thank you, Minya and Epic Al, for being here. And Al, sorry that you came in, but we couldn't see you. Maybe you didn't have your camera on or something. I'm not sure. And Minya would love to have you on for your 2 cents for sure, because you've got a lot of 2 cents to give. You probably got 4, 8, 10, 12 cents to give as well. And especially being the age you're at, because this is your age group that's ushering in the newness of all of this, right? Because it is so imperative that like-minded people come together to help support each other in this, because it's not, you don't see it out there very often right now. Like, how many times have you seen what the authenticity in business out there that's really starting to happen? I haven't seen a lot of it yet. So let's start ushering it in. Yeah,
maybe we should have we've got 4 spots, so maybe we could do like a Gen X, Gen Y, and millennial.
That would be cool. And what do you call me? Just the senior? The elder.
Whatever.
Elder.
Wise.
Yes, you're right, Minya. It is changing quite a lot. I know. I'm seeing little spurts, bits of it too. And it's changing because people are wanting it to. Oh, the fairy godmother. Yes. There we go. All right. Well, it's 11:31. And so I want to thank you guys for being here.
Yes. Thank you, everybody. It was a good show. I'm really excited for next week too.
Yeah, me too. Me too.
On Facebook, there's a group called the Judy and Lauren Show. How appropriate.
Yeah. All right. Thank you, Minya. Have a good rest of the day, Lauren. I'll talk to you in a few minutes. Thank you, everybody. See you here next week for dealing with some of those fears, or at least getting started and understanding it. All right. Bye for now, guys.
Bye, guys.